You might recognise this jumper. I have been mending it for the owner over the last 3 years, I think now. We've got 2 big elbow patches, a couple of smaller Swiss darns. The first darn was this one and this elbow, I think, and then another small one to the cuff there. This is the most recent elbow, which I worked on last time, and now the original has been caught, sadly, and created this really big ladder. So I'm going to be working on this again. Haven't quite decided how to mend this yet. I'll be able to repair these ladders here, but there is still a hole there. I don't know whether to just darn over in exactly the same style so that we get a patch effect. I'm not sure yet, I need to have a think about it. But just a reminder that just because you repair something doesn't mean it can't be repaired over and over again.
I'm going to shout, what do we want? And you guys are going to shout, ceasefire. And then I'll shout, when do we want it? And you say now. So, what do we want? Ceasefire. When do we want it? Now. Amazing.
Palestine! 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 Palestine!
I hung this cardigan up in the attic at the weekend, and it's so nice to be able to see this every day when I'm working. I've been thinking about how I could make this part of a series, but it's actually quite hard to find damaged pieces like this in charity shops. As I mentioned in the post where I talked about this, normally broken items aren't ever put out on the shop floor, so it's much harder to find things that I can repair in this way. But I think it could be a really powerful series. So if you have anything garment-wise that you think would work well for this, then let me know. I'd love to hear from you. But for now, it's just nice to be able to see this every day. It can be really difficult to make this attic work. It's such a perfect space for me, but everything has to have its own place, and you know, chaos can quickly happen if I don't keep on top of the tidying. But I'm so grateful for this layout for the space, you know, to be able to have my things visible for me as I work. I've got a new addition, so actually a friend gave me this shelf that I haven't found anywhere to hang yet, but could be really good storage. But at the last Froome Independent Market a couple of weeks ago, I found this Vulcan sewing machine, and I cannot tell you how long I've been looking for one of these. I did have a search set up on eBay for one, and I just never found one that was within budget. And I've also never found one in this colour, which is just perfect. I'm so excited to get this out on display somewhere. I just need to figure out where it can go. It's a bit damaged on the back, the paint has worn away, but I'm not too worried about that. I actually haven't even tested it yet to see if I can get it working, but it's just such a beautiful little machine. I sent it to my mum and she said she remembered these, or remembered seeing these when she was younger. I've always thought they were really, really special, so I'm currently trying to darn a very, very moth-eaten and fragile cashmere shawl. It's about 35 years old, and this is one of the smaller moth holes, but I've been trying to find the best place to start, and I've just ended up having to go in with this one. I can't tell you how fragile this fabric is. I mean, I think you can probably see it based on the fact that you can see my desk underneath the fabric here, but it is just proving so tricky to mend because I need to make sure that every stitch I make is going to be in the right place and not cause any more strain on the areas that are really thin. And I'm feeling a little anxious about how many more there are to go, but I know this scarf means a lot to the owner and they've asked for all sorts of different colours, so I'm trying to just follow my own motto, take this one stitch at a time, and hope that we can give it a new lease of life. In the end, it took a week to mend this scarf. There were 30 moth holes and I had to just work so slowly to make sure that I didn't cause any more damage to the scarf. I've sent photos to the owner and they're really happy with it, so I'll be posting that back today. And on one of the hot days last week, I asked Jay if he could photograph me, and we ended up having just a very playful photo shoot where the day was so hot and hazy and the scarf was so hard to capture that a lot of these shots probably aren't even in focus, but we had some fun. And to be honest, June has been a really tough month for me, so it felt nice to end on something playful and creative. At a car boot sale yesterday, I also managed to find this cream cardigan in need of lots of repairs, so look out for me mending that over the next few months. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you soon.